Hello students, welcome back to the online class of physics. This is your name. I'm Miss back again with a new lesson, that is what is inside the atom. In our previous classes we have learned about what is matter and how is matter made up of. Matter is made up of many small atoms, uh, molecules, many molecules which are again made up of atoms, right? In our previous class we have learned in detail about what is matter. Okay, in this lesson we are going to know about what is atom made up of, how was it discovered, and how it came into existence. What is this matter, what is this matter consisting of? Okay, so in our previous chapter we have learned that all the matter is made up of atoms. The first modern atomic theory was proposed by John Dalton. According to Dalton, atoms were invisible, that means they could not be divided into further smaller parts. Atoms of an element are all identical to each other and different from the atoms of other elements. This naturally led scientists to ask the following questions. So, what has happened? The first atomic model, modern atomic theory, was proposed by whom? Dalton, John Dalton. So, what did he say? He said that the atoms are invisible and they cannot be divided further into small atoms. So, all the atoms are they are very small and they cannot be divided into small particles. Okay, they are already small particles, they cannot be divided into further. Then atoms of elements are all identical to each other and they are different from the atoms of other element. Okay, now what did he ask? He said that why are the atoms of different elements different? Is there anything inside the atom that make them to be same or different? Are atoms indivisible? Are really the atoms indivisible? So let us know the answers for the following. Atoms are too small to be seen with our naked eyes. Okay, that's true. We have learned in our previous classes also that the atoms are too small. We cannot see them. Scientists relied on indirect evidence to prove the existence of atom. Scientists they worked hard to know the existence of atom. Since they could not see the atoms, they could not find its property on the basis of experiment. Very soon they realized that the atoms could gain or lose the charges. So further when they were studying, they understood that there is something in the atom which can lose or gain the electrons and can make the bonds with the other elements. During electrolysis experiment, Michael Faraday discovered that the atoms were acquiring negative charge during process of electrolysis. So when the process of electrolysis was going on, Michael Faraday has seen that the atoms are acquiring negative charge. Then he was shocked how the atoms are acquiring negative charge. That means something is inside the atom which is either gaining or either losing the charges. Okay, they still don't know what it was, electron or proton. They said that there is something inside the atom which is gaining or losing the positive charge. Okay, Michael Faraday's discovery raised few questions about the indivisibility of the atoms. So this gave some questions saying that how the atoms are not divisible. Okay, then how could a neutral atom become electrically charged? It is a contradiction to Dalton's theory. Why it is contradiction to Dalton's theory? Because this theory was proposed by Dalton saying that the atoms are indivisible. But here Michael Faraday now is in dilemma. When the atoms are stable, they will not gain any charge. Okay, when they are stable, they don't gain any charge. But here the atoms are gaining negative charge. So that means this is a contradiction to Dalton's theory. This led to an idea that there must exist some tiny particles in atom which are responsible for atom to behave sometimes as charged particles. So there must be some atoms, some tiny particles in the atom which are responsible for atom to behave sometimes like a charged particles. As atom is considered electrically neutral, it probably had some positive constituents. Okay, as the atom is considered as electrically neutral, it probably had some positive constituents and equal number of negative constituents to maintain its electrical neutrality. Right? So then they further understood that there must be some positive and negative content in it which is maintaining this atom to be electrically neutral. This gave the scope to think about subatomic particles. So this again further gave the scope to know about the subatomic particles. What is subatomic particles? The particles present in the atom. Okay, so those are called as subatomic particles. Now coming to subatomic particles, in science theory, changes when the scientists discover new facts or clues. Sometimes an idea or model must be changed as new information is gathered. So if something is whatever scientist has discovered already, if something new we are coming to know in this, then that process, that information can be changed, that theory can be changed with the information we gathered, right? Dalton proposed that the atoms could not be divided, but experimental evidence began to show that atoms were divisible and are made up of small particles. Since these particles are smaller than the atoms are present inside an atom, they are called as subatomic particles. So as I already said, Dalton proposed this theory but could not be divided, that the atoms could not be divided, but experimentally the evidence began that the atoms were divisible, okay, and were made of very small particles. So these particles are smaller than the atom and are present inside an atom. So as they are present inside an atom and they are smaller than atom, they are called as subatomic particles. Since atoms are neutral, they should have at least two types of subatomic particles, because when the atom will be neutral, or when the equation will be neutral, when the plus and minus charges are equal, right? So that means here also, so maybe the atom is neutral because there are at least two types of subatomic particles. What are those? One is positively charged particle and another is negatively charged particle. In fact, three different subatomic particles have been discovered. Later what happened, three different types of subatomic particles were discovered. What is that? Third one is a particle without any charges. Okay, so let us see how ideas about atoms have changed over the times with the discovery of subatomic particles in our next class. Okay, so this is just an introduction of the what is inside the atom. Okay, since see there were some scientists with their further experiments, they came to know that there are some particles inside the atom, and at that time they were not knowing what are those particles, so they named it as subatomic particles, which are present, small particles which are present inside the atom. And later on they learnt about, after further experiments, they learnt about the electrons, neutrons and protons. Okay, what they thought was there are some neutrally charged particles or charges which are present inside the atom. They named it by themselves, saying that it is a positive charge, it is a negative charge, and the third charge is, that is, it does not have any charge on it. Fine. So this is today's class. It's just an introduction of the class. So let us learn about the further class in our next video. Thank you.